these houses that you see in the distance over there are worth millions. Look at that dealership over there. Look at the cars. Hello and welcome to a new video, guys. Today I'm in Arnavutköy, one of the wealthiest areas of Istanbul. In fact, behind me, the camera doesn't really pick it up, but that's the Bosphorus. So like the strait that divides Europe and Asia here in this city between the two continents. And I decided to wander a little bit upstream to find the wealthiest area, not just in the city, but in the entire country, called Bebek. We're in Arnavutköy, which is pretty close already. This is already really rich, so I'm gonna show you guys what the rich people live like here in Turkey. Join me. And that's what I mean, guys. That's the Bosphorus over there. A massive flag in the distance as well. So this is where we're gonna head down. There are actually yachts parked right on the strait, and we're gonna find them. Some of them are tour yachts, some of them are private. People here are absolutely loaded with money. So this is where it begins. Look at the yachts right there. The Asian side right over there with the, I call it the vacuum cleaner. It's actually, I believe it's called Chamlika Tower. And yeah, filming on my phone today because I didn't really feel like bringing the camera out. But this is the street that leads you to Bebek over there. One thing I find amazing about this neighborhood are these buildings over here. They almost look French, or actually they do look like a British resort town, like something you'd find in Brighton. I am going to turn the camera around and show you guys in more detail. I don't think it's the best day for a vlog today. It's really hot, it's like 32 degrees. It's also really windy, so you might not hear me very well. I'm on a crowded street too, but that's the fun of it, isn't it? Look at these houses, they're so cool. And of course a necessary Turkish flag, because that's how we roll. So there's a flag on every boat, in case you forget what country you're in. And if you still don't manage to remember, there's like a flag every couple hundred meters on the other side. It's a very patriotic country, which you have to admire. So who actually lives in this area? You got a lot of diplomats, so yeah, embassies, not actually embassies, consulates rather, in Arnavutköy in Bebek. You have, of course, a lot of influencers coming here to their favorite restaurants. In fact, the world's second most beautiful Starbucks location is in Bebek. I'm going to head inside to show you guys what it's like. And then thirdly, of course, all the people with enough money buy houses and apartments. So the prices here are pretty much European prices, if not higher. And a lot of these houses that you see in the distance over there are worth millions. Okay, we're now officially entering the neighborhood of Bebek, the richest part of Turkey. I believe the Starbucks should be somewhere around here, so I'll make sure to go inside to get a coffee, sit down and show you the specialty of this place, namely it being by the water, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, this area doesn't only consist of the seaside, but also of a hill with a very steep incline that I'm trying to get up. It's very difficult. I've been on this hill for like 10 minutes and I'm only halfway there. But there are cute cats. The houses here are just as fancy as at the bottom, and it's just a very pleasant area. Also, people here are very cool, nicely dressed. So then over there is where we came from Bebek, all the way at the bottom of this hill, and then we come around. If we climb a little bit further, which I'm dreading, we'll get to a place called Etiler, which is a business neighborhood with some very nice restaurants. In fact, Salt Bey, the famous Turkish chef, has a restaurant up there, which I might show you guys as well. I'm not going to go in, obviously. So from my personal understanding, a lot of people think Istanbul is a really poor city. Not necessarily poor, but not rich. However, like every big city in the world, there are really, really wealthy neighborhoods. And there are also really poor neighborhoods that I've also taken a video of. And either I've already uploaded it or will be uploading it soon. Of course, there's inequality. Of course, there's also a cost of living crisis here. People are struggling to make ends meet. There's real inflation that is even much worse than inflation in Europe or the US. So people are really struggling here. But then obviously at the same time you have business people who are thriving and people who are making millions, driving Porsches, Range Rovers, Mercedeses. But what I love about Istanbul is that you don't need a lot of money to have a good time here. You can visit for really cheap, but equally if you do have the money to spend, you can really get the bougiest and most amazing stuff you can imagine. And then over there is Nusret Steakhouse, of course by Salt Bey, the famous chef from Turkey. Perhaps one of the most overrated places in the whole capital. Look at that dealership over there. Look at the cars. What's that? There's a Porsche, 3 Mercedeses, one of those Mercedes Jeeps over there. Incredible. And with that, we are back at the accommodation. You've seen the neighborhoods and you can probably understand how it is the most expensive place in Turkey. Now you might ask me, okay, but it doesn't really look like Istanbul. Are we like far out of the city center? How do you get there? If you're staying on the European side, getting there is a matter of 20 minutes. Unless maybe you stay in Sultanahmet in half an hour, sure. But it's really not far. Public transport also is super cheap, it's super convenient here in Istanbul, so you can get there not only in a matter of 20 minutes, but also only for 50 cents. And I highly recommend going there, because it's just such a pleasant place, and a lot of travelers do not know about these neighborhoods. They don't know it exists, they don't know what there is, and it's mostly locals with money who are staying there, obviously people who are looking after the yachts, and obviously people working in the shops. Fun fact, a lot of the very famous Turkish series, mostly dramas, are all based in that area between Arnavutköy and Sarıyer, which is even further north from Bebek. So obviously it's all about rich people living their lives and going through dramatic events. And to display people's wealth, the producers always tend to put them in houses in that rich neighborhood. Somewhere up the hill where we went. Now, if you have a spare day in Istanbul and you don't know what to do with yourself, then I really highly recommend going to Bebek or Arnavutköy, Sarıyer, any of those rich areas by the Bosphorus. You will not be disappointed, I promise you that. Now, the only thing left to do is to sign off, because that was the video. I will be seeing you probably next week with a new video from Istanbul. Not sure yet what it's going to be. I'll figure it out, don't worry about it. But if you enjoyed this one, please give it a like and please subscribe, because I need them. I need the subscribers. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.